Practical English Podcast.
Welcome back to the Practical English Podcast, the only place where you learn to sound like a native in the workplace. I'm Ethel.
And I'm John. Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of professional fluency. Forget basic vocabulary. We're talking about the 10 powerful tips to boost your communication skills at work.
John, our listeners are mainly B2 and C1 learners, successful professionals who need that extra edge. They need to stop sounding like a student and start sounding like a confident native speaker.
Exactly. And that's what this episode is for. We're giving you 10 practical strategies that native speakers use every day to lead meetings, negotiate effectively, and ensure their ideas have maximum impact.
Remember, even if you're at the A2 or B1 level, pay close attention to tips 1 through 3. They are the essential building blocks. The rest are pure B2 C1 gold.
But before we dive in, if you love getting practical, real-world English lessons, hit that like button right now. Seriously, it helps us know this content is valuable to you. And if you're new here, subscribe so you don't miss our next fluency hack.
Our first tip is about setting the foundation, active listening. Most people listen waiting for their turn to speak. Successful professionals listen to understand and confirm.
In a B2C1 professional context, this means two things: paraphrasing and the confirmation drill. You don't just nod, you show you absorbed the information.
Paraphrasing is gold. Instead of just saying, okay, use native phrases like, so just to clarify, you're saying we should prioritize Project X over Project Y?
Or to confirm a deadline or instruction, to ensure we're on the same page, I will deliver the report by EOD Friday. Is that correct? This technique eliminates 90% of workplace misunderstandings.
This is crucial. In professional English, direct requests often sound demanding, which is a major signal that you are not a native high-level speaker. We need to pivot from I need to subtle, polite suggestions.
Avoid saying, send me the report now, or I need your attention. Too aggressive or direct.
Instead, use softening modal verbs and phrases. For requests, try, I was wondering if you might be able to send the report by the end of the day. Highly polite.
Or, could you possibly elaborate on the strategy for next quarter? Perfect for meetings.
When asking for help, you can say, would you mind walking me through the new software update? Notice how these sentences are longer, but they are dramatically more polite and professional.
When a non-native speaker feels pressure, they often fill silence with filler words like or like. This instantly makes you sound less confident, even if your English is great.
The native C1 hack: use silence strategically. When you're asked a complex question, pause for 1 second before answering. This pause signals to others that you are thinking, not struggling to find words.
Practice replacing your filler words with a quiet breath. If you need time, use a polite bridging phrase like, that's a great question, let me consider that for a moment. Or, I'll need to check the data on that, but based on what I know now.
It's a game changer. Silence is powerful. It shows you are in control of the conversation, even under pressure.
Now we are firmly in B2C1 territory. To achieve true fluency, you need to link your ideas with advanced connectors, not just and or but. These phrases manage the flow of complex arguments.
We have 3 powerful connectors for you. Having said that, this is used to introduce a contrasting point without completely dismissing the previous one. It's smoother than however. Example, the new platform is expensive. Having said that, the long-term ROI looks very promising.
Or, on the flip side, great for presenting the opposite side of a two-sided argument. It's easy to deploy this week. On the flip side, we risk technical instability.
That being said, similar to having said that, it gently transitions to a new or mitigating point. Example, We hit all our targets this quarter, which is fantastic. That being said, we need to focus on retention next month.
In professional settings, you often need to express uncertainty or potential issues without sounding indecisive. This is called hedging.
Hedging uses soft language to make your statements less direct and more acceptable, protecting you from sounding absolute or arrogant.
Avoid saying, the strategy will fail, too definitive and risky.
Instead, soften it up. Try, I'm inclined to think that the new budget might not be sustainable in the long run. Uses might and suggest.
Or perhaps we could explore alternative solutions before committing to this path. Uses perhaps and could explore.
Excellent. Listeners, repeat John's transformed sentence out loud now. I'm inclined to think that the new budget might not be sustainable in the long run. Now let's tackle the jargon, those 3 core phrases you hear constantly in any English-speaking office or virtual meeting. These aren't slang, they're high-level shortcuts.
First, let's circle back. This means let's postpone this topic for later, either in this meeting or in a future discussion. It keeps the current conversation moving. Example, that's a great point, but let's circle back to the marketing budget after we finalize the timeline.
Second, that's an action item. This is used to assign responsibility for a task. It's direct and professional. Example, so making those revisions to the proposal is an action item for the design team.
Third, take this offline. This means to move a detailed discussion, often too specific for the group, to a separate one-on-one conversation. Example, the debate over font size is getting detailed. Let's take this offline after the meeting.
This goes beyond tip 1. This is about confirming who is responsible for what, which is key for professional accountability. Never leave a meeting without confirming the next steps.
The most native way to do this uses the phrase, just to be clear. Example 1, asking for clarification. Just to be clear, John, are you the one submitting the final numbers or is that Ethel's role? Example 2, summarizing next steps. Just to be clear, the next steps are A, B, and C. I'll handle A.
You can also use what's the best way forward to invite a colleague to define the next action, showing respect for their time and process.
Giving constructive criticism without causing offense is a C1 skill. We use the feedback sandwich, positive, then the critique, softened, then positive again.
Start with genuine praise. That presentation was very insightful and clearly laid out.
Use hedging and soft phrases to introduce the issue. However, I might suggest that we could strengthen the data section by adding Q4 projections. Avoid, you need to fix this.
Reiterate confidence and end on a high note. Overall, it's a strong proposal, and I look forward to seeing the final version.
Practice the structure to sound diplomatic and authoritative.
We're down to our last 2 tips, and this one is purely practical. If you want to absorb these phrases, you need to use shadowing.
Shadowing is when you listen to native speakers, like us, and repeat the words out loud, simultaneously, trying to match the rhythm, intonation, and speed.
Your task. Choose a 30-second segment from this podcast, maybe a part of tip 6 or 7. Play it back and try to shadow John's or my voice exactly. This builds muscle memory for native speed and intonation.
Our final tip is a mental hack. Confidence often comes from adopting a professional persona. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to act the part.
Before entering a meeting or sending an important email, mentally ask yourself, how would a native C1 professional phrase this?
Think less about translating from your native language and more about replicating the patterns we taught you today. Polite requests, strategic pauses, and advanced connectors. Act the role and the words will follow.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 powerful tips to boost your communication skills at work. Let's quickly review them for final memory retention.
We covered 1. Listen to lead, the confirmation drill. 2. The politeness pivot, wondering if. 3. The power of the pause, use silence. 4. High-value connectors, having said that, or
On the flip side. 5. The hedging strategy. I might suggest.
Plus 6. Core meeting jargon. Circle back, action item. 7. The confirmation drill. Just to be clear. 8. The feedback frame. The sandwich method. 9. Shadow your success. Practice out loud. And 10. Adapt a persona. The confidence hack.
We hope these 10 strategies help you move seamlessly from the B2 to C1 mastery in your professional life. Your English is already good, now make it powerful.
Don't forget to hit like if you learned a new phrase today and subscribe so you can keep getting these high-value practical lessons.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Practical English Podcast.